This is the greatest witch hunt in the history of our country. There has never been another president, or perhaps even another politician, who has been persecuted, harassed, and in every other way unfairly treated like President Donald J. Trump. What Letitia James has tried to do the last number of years is a disgrace to the legal system, an affront to the New York State taxpayers, and a violation of the solemn rights and protections afforded by the United States Constitution. She developed a political platform and made a career out of maliciously attacking me and my business before she even understood or was elected or reviewed one of the millions of pages of documents we willingly produced. We willingly produced these documents. James proclaimed that she, quote, looks forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day suing me and then going home. This is during her campaign. She announced that she was obsessed with, quote, taking me on, and that her eyes were set on Trump Tower, quote, Trump Tower. She even assured her supporters as an election promise very strongly that, quote, we're going to definitely sue him. Before she even knew anything about me, we're going to be a real pain in his ass. He's going to know my name personally. And she claimed I was on an illegitimate, and that it was an illegitimate president. Quote, illegitimate president. In her AG speech, she promised to, quote, shine a bright light into every dark corner of Trump's real estate holdings. Shortly thereafter, she vowed to, quote, use every area of the law to investigate President Trump and his business transactions, and that of his family as well. She knows nothing about us. This is when she knew absolutely nothing about us. It was very unfair.
What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro, back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got the rogue New York Attorney General Letitia James taking a big backfire right in her face, guys. I feel like Trump's cases, we've been seeing a lot of backfires, whether it be, the rogue Attorney General down in Fulton County, Georgia. Fani Willis been taking a bunch of L's, with her cases being delayed, whether it be delayed or, useless witnesses is what it seems like that racketeering case is, drummed up to be. But now we've got Letitia James over in New York, who is trying to seek to dissolve Trump's businesses with the civil fraud case, catching another L again, guys. I'm excited to jump in this one and check out what's going on with Letitia James. So we're going to hop straight into it, guys, and I'll give my thoughts on the back end of the video. So definitely stick around until the end so you guys can get my thoughts. But yeah, let's jump straight into it, guys. Before we get into it, though, make sure you guys hit that like button, guys. Before we even get into it, hit that like button. It does not cost a thing. Hit that like button for your boy. Also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for that journey. Let's get into it, y'all.
Who's in control of America? Letitia James, this unelected, someone who's not accountable to the voters, or Trump, who is accountable to the voters? This is about undermining the entire presidency and providing a future where the presidents are going to be held accountable by these socialist, communist, undemocratic nitwits. I'm Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Here's the article. Stephen Miller on Twitter says many likely don't appreciate just how radical and dangerous it is to revoke the doctrine of presidential immunity. In effect, this gives any single far-left judge, jury, or prosecutor a veto over the actions of the democratically elected president. That is, it puts someone like Engeron in New York over your vote. See what happens? They're not pro-democracy at all. They don't believe in the vote. They don't believe in the voter. They believe in power. It means a Letitia James or a James Comey alone decide what a president can or cannot do in the fulfillment of his duties. This is where an incompetent imbecile like Letitia James, who really is dumb, is now thinks they're working more smart than the entire voters. Her will is being done. Your will is not being taken into consideration if you're not allowed to vote for Trump. They're trying to take him off the ballot. The fact that such a persecution may initiate after a president has left office is irrelevant. Future presidents will now exercise their office within the narrow confines of this anti-constitution, anti-democratic framework. The Democrats have already won on this in that they have terrified future presidents knowing that they're going to be hunted. So now they'll stop being as swing for the fences as presidents used to be. Greats like Teddy Roosevelt will no longer exist. Greats like Lincoln suspending habeas corpus. They may not take that risk anymore, and they need to be able to do that risk to be effective. A president is the embodiment of the state and the voter, so when he becomes liable for his exercise of speech as president, it is, in fact, the whole American people who have been robbed of their sovereign authority transferred yet again to the unelected, unreformed, and unaccountable. That's what's happening to Trump in New York under Letitia James right now. Conservatives not speaking out against these travesties are clearly uninterested in conserving this republic. So don't believe in these people that claim to be conservatives that will not help Trump. He should have immunity. You want all presidents to have immunity. In a way, you want them to be able to go nuts, because sometimes that might be what it takes to save the republic. Here's a Rusty Cannon in the comments. They are doing this, then screaming afraid when Trump enters the office, he will do it back. And I know I shouldn't, but I hope he does. Do we hope Trump does it back to them? I do. When he gets into office, he absolutely has to try to prosecute Biden after he leaves office. Why? That's mutually assured destruction. Is the only way an enemy, like communists, like Democrats or the Russians, that's how they stopped the Cold War, was mutually assured destruction. If Trump does it back to them, the Democrats will come join the Republicans to say a president from now on of either party can't do this. That's how you win, guys. Here's Trump on Truth Social in the courtroom of the Biden-inspired AG case in Lower Manhattan. Election interference. If we have any other judge, this case would have been thrown out years ago. He, that is Engoron, is a radical left Democrat who is totally controlled by Letitia James and her thugs.
Yo, there we have it, guys. It sounds like they're in for a rude awakening when Trump gets back in office. He is not going to sit by, and let what they did, just go over and pass over like it never happened. It's going to have to be some type of retribution. I feel like he's going to come in seeking retribution off the top, just because of the degree they came after this guy and weaponized the Department of Justice system. I feel like Biden's administration has to be held accountable in some sort of way. And the only way that can happen is if Trump gets in office. And he comes after them with the same ferocity as they've came after him. It's just the only way to make things right. Like Doug say, he has to come after them. So then once, they realize and they feel the pain of, the weapon they've used on him, they'll come back and say, hey, we need to make a truce, a treaty, something, so that going forward, this can never happen again, where we're, weaponizing the Department of Justice system, against political opponents or, it's never really good to seek revenge, but I feel like in this case, it's really justified to the degree that they've came after this man, an innocent man. They've tried to throw him behind bars, tarnish his name, just really put a bad taste in the public's mouth about this man. All because he is trying to get his name on that 2024 ballot. I just can't get behind and, support anyone who would do such a thing. They've thrown a lot of innocent lives underneath the bus, just to get towards or get to Mr. Trump. The left has to feel the same wrath they brought about on Trump. I feel like they have tied up all of his resources, or the majority of his resources, and he had to put a lot of energy, a lot of time towards, whereas he could be pouring all of his time, all of his energy, all of his efforts into, campaigning and actually trying to get elected for 2024. You don't see any of the other, political opponents. You don't see Joe Biden out here dealing with charges, anything like that. And he's actually doing or has participated in illegal activities. No one's investigating any of his crimes. It's all kind of been swept underneath the rug. I feel like this is the only way to truly see justice be served, and conserve our republic. Definitely hop in the comment section, guys, and let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys smash that like button, guys. It does not cost a thing. Hit that like button for your boy. Also, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, guys. We're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Perfect.